Yeah, what up, what's going on, man? Salute to everybody that's tuning into the podcast, Dedication TV podcast. I am your host, Acito. I just want to say thank you, okay? However you came across this podcast, whether YouTube, Google, Spotify, Apple, however you got it and you're listening, I appreciate you, man. So I just want to say thank you, okay? Thank you. Whoo, we're into 2 weeks into the new year. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling out there, man? You 2 weeks into the first quarter, 2024. I don't know about y'all, man, but I feel good, man. I feel blessed. I'm not going to hold you, man. Like, I've already experienced a little bit of turbulence going into the new year, you know what I'm saying? But I remain positive, you know what I mean? One thing about me for the past couple years, no matter how crazy things may get, you know, what situation may not go in my favor, I'm always trying to turn a negative into a positive in some form or fashion, because I've learned that by me approaching things from a negative mindset, it's not going to solve my problems. If anything, it's just going to make everything around me worse, from my relationships to my business endeavors, just my overall sleeping pattern, my health. It serves no purpose, you know? So I've learned to, you know, meditate, take certain times to myself, think, regroup. And I'm just thankful that I was able to somewhat navigate out of this little hole that I thought I was getting into. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I just had to share that with y'all, man, you know. But I hope y'all had a phenomenal weekend. Had that. It was very, very cold, okay? Extremely cold. Shout out to Philadelphia. You know, I was in Philly this weekend. Super cold out there. I mean, that cold is, bro, like I'm down here in like the bottom of like Maryland, DC area, like right there. So around this time, it don't get too cold. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be Baltimore. It could be like 30 degrees, 20 degrees. I'm telling you, by you just being like DC, it could be like 45. I'm telling you, make a difference. When I was in Philly, it felt like it was like 20 degrees outside. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't get to my car so fast to get my ass back here. I'm telling you, man, it was crazy, man. But shout out to Philly, man. I attended a really, really special event that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a little bit of battle rap, you know, even though it's a lot going on, but it's not everything we're going to be able to tackle into one specific episode. But first and foremost, you know, I want to start highlighting some of these brands, specifically Black-owned brands, independent entrepreneurs, that I incorporate in my everyday regimen, whether it's, you know, food, you know, health, herbs, or even skincare routines and things of that nature. So this episode is sponsored by Gold Water, y'all. Fellas, listen to me. Fellas, look at me and listen to me very clearly, okay? When I say you got a beard like me, even if you got a little small beard, little peach fuzz, or you got whatever the case may be, you want this right here. I'm telling you right now, okay? Especially if you into fragrances like me. Hey, listen, I'm about to start a whole fragrance channel. That's another topic, but make sure you guys check that out. But this right here, I'm telling you, incredible, okay? The fragrance, I'm telling you, y'all, it has that vanilla, tobacco. Y'all know how I feel about that vanilla, man. Come on. You know how I feel about that vanilla. And we in a cold time right now. So this just blends perfectly, especially if you have a fragrance like a Parfum de Marly, Altair, or if you have something that has like a spice, nutmeg, vanilla. I'm telling you, you lather this right here in the bed. Shorty, you know, give Shorty a hug. She get a whiff of this. She ain't gonna wanna let you go. She ain't gonna wanna let you go. I'm telling you. Take it from me. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you from experience. Okay? But big shout out to Gold Water. I've been using this fragrance for about I call it a fragrance, but it's a beard balm. But it's literally like a fragrance, in my personal opinion, because it just smells so incredible. My God. But yes, I came across this fragrance 2 years ago at the Roots Picnic in Philadelphia. You know, big shout out to the Roots Picnic. Now, they have a designated area in the Roots Picnic. It's like up the hill, and it's like a big, huge tent. And the tent is full of Black-owned businesses, entrepreneurs, everything you can find from, oils to books, clothes, anything. I mean, anything that an entrepreneur will make, you can find it there. And I stumbled across a couple of different, vendors. And this one particular, I'm telling you, like, it's incredible, man. Like, that's my third time. And it lasts too. That's another thing too. You do not need a lot. Okay. I'm talking like maybe a finger pinch and rub that in. I'm telling you, the time that this lasts is probably going to get you about at least 6 to 7 hours, in my personal opinion. 6 to 7 hours, y'all. So make sure you guys go ahead, check them out. Gold Water. The website is goldwaterco.com. Make sure you guys check out their Instagram. They're on Facebook as well. Like I said, it's a Black-owned business in the heart of Philadelphia. They also specialize in soap, different rock salts and stuff like that. If you want to soak your body like in a tub, they have lotion. They have a plethora of different products, not just, beard oils, and beard bombs, for the men particularly, but they have a lot of different things, especially a lot of stuff for the ladies, fragrances, candles, and things of that nature. So definitely go over there and check them out, man. Big shout out to my peoples over there in Gold Water. Phenomenal brand, man. Phenomenal brand. But okay, so let's get into it, man. So like I said, man, over the weekend, big shout out to Wallo 267. Wallo put on this phenomenal conference called the PodCon. Okay, the PodCon. It's crazy. They announced this like literally like right after Christmas. If you were following Wallo on Twitter and Instagram, he posted a link basically telling people this is free. All you gotta do is put your information in and pretty much sign up, and you will get a ticket to come to this event. And it was incredible, man. It was an incredible experience. He had a plethora of different speakers there. He had Angela from the Shade Room. So you got somebody from the media aspect of things. You also got, who else? You had Charlamagne the God and his partner from the Black Effect podcast. Now, I knew Charlamagne the God had a podcast, but I wasn't all the way familiar that he had a network. So yes, this man has a network, y'all, and he has people like I think Steven Jackson and what's they Up in Smoke or the Smoke Podcast, I believe. I know he said Just Hilarious had a podcast on there. Who else did they have? Michelle Obama. They've had a plethora of different people that have, did business with their specific platform. But, they had some really incredible speakers there, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, I learned so much information from them, from everybody that was on the panel. Shout out to Dolly. Dolly, she's also the president. She's like co-partner with Charlamagne with the Black Effect podcast. Her story is just so incredible, man. And it's so inspiring because for me, moving into this media space, me wanting to be an A&R, a manager, just hearing about how she got into the overall space, her being an intern, working for free, learning, working under L.A. Reid for 2-3 years, then, graduating to, working and being, a pillar within the music label, per se, then her branching off and working for Nick Cannon and, being a role manager and doing things behind the scenes with him to pretty much having your own podcast network. They're like the #1 network out of all podcast networks in the world, y'all. That's incredible, man. Incredible. Like the stories that I was hearing, the testimonies was just so touching to me, man. And I say this, man, Wallo is an incredible human being, man. Like, I've never seen somebody so genuine, pour so much into their people effortlessly. And he does it. He really does not need to continuously to do this. He's worked so hard since he's, been home from prison, attacking social media, really trying to drill into our heads the significance and the importance of how we can utilize these phones here, man, and these devices, these MacBooks. he hammers it like into your head in so many different ways that if you don't get it by now, you're just probably never going to get it. And it's probably just never for you. And that's fine. And one of the things that he touched on that I remember vividly, everyone is not meant to be a boss, okay? With being a boss comes with extreme responsibilities, taxes, payroll. You got to be on top of everything, every single nick and corner of the business, okay? We need more partnerships. You know what I'm saying? We need more people working together. And that's something that stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget trying to be a boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, partnerships, work with people. You know what I'm saying? Start companies up together. We can get so further and do so much more by working together than trying to, compete against one another and everybody trying to be the boss and the head chief and all this and that. It's like, there's so much opportunity out here, man. And he was just drilling that so much. And that really stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Partnerships. So big shout out to Wallo. Like I said, he had this gentleman by Herman. He has a podcast basically built on the business finance, okay? The importance of, making sure you do the proper steps to get your personal credit right so you can leverage the personal credit to get business credit to fund your podcast, your media company, or whatever it is that you want to do. And I love, the gems him and his wife were giving us, man, for free. He also had a toll-free 1-800 number that you could text. And pretty much everything that he talked about, they sent us a PDF presentation of everything. I took notes, but he even put in a PDF form for free for us. So I thought that was super, super dope. Like, a lot of this information, while I was talking about, you have to pay for this stuff. Like, there's, no shade, but, you got platforms like, Earn Your Leisure, Him 500, where they have like these courses where people got to pay $2,000-$3,000 to get courses to get this type of information. Wallo is giving it to you for free. Okay? He's bringing all these top-notch people from YouTube, Shade Room, journalists, people that are specialized in credit. Like, they came to Philadelphia for free, man, to give us this information. And I thought it was just phenomenal, man. And, Wallo said that he was inspired by this from Charlemagne. So shout out to my brother Quinn, right? My brother Quinn, he took me to a mental health expo a couple years ago in New York City. Charlemagne threw this. It was free. I'm telling you, it was in a hotel. I think it was like the Marriott in Times Square. Yo, I gotta tell you, y'all, it had to be like over 1,000 people in there. It was so beautiful. It was nothing but, beautiful black families, men, women. We were all in there. People were just giving their testimonies. It was a little emotional at times. And it was just so great to see, man, people just be so vulnerable and share their stories. We were able to network with other, brands and other people that specialize in mental health and therapy and things of that nature. It was so phenomenal, man. And we missed the one that was last year, but we're going to make it our business to make sure we go next year. But I say that to say this. Wallo said he was inspired. You know what I'm saying? He was inspired by that. Okay. And I just thought that shit was just so delightful, man. And, shout out to Gilly. Gilly came out, he had like a real heartfelt moment. It's crazy. The same venue that they had the PodCon was the same exact venue where Chi's funeral was, and that was touching it right there, man. And it's just so much information, y'all. I'm telling you, when you see these conferences, these podcasts, especially when anything relating to Wallo, okay, I'm just going to speak for Wallo. If you see Wallo on a panel for anything, and 9 times out of 10, if Wallo's on a bill for something, people can't charge for that. Like, a lot of things I noticed that Wallo is affiliated with or does, he does it for free. I can't even tell you how many different seminars like I have attended in like the DC area that Wallo has pulled up for free and just stayed with the people, gave information, took pictures. And me, I'm just like a sponge. I'm just getting all this information, and I shook that man's hand, one time a couple years ago, man. And it's like, when you shake somebody's hand, you feel like the connection, the spiritual connection from them. Like, I felt that connection, like, go into my body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, damn, bro, like this nigga really is him. Like he really is that guy. You know how people do things for social media that, you know, they portray a certain light, no, Wallo really is that guy in person. He really is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling y'all, man. Please, man. Like, I don't know if they're going to have this on YouTube or, you know, I'm pretty sure if you just hashtag, you know, the PodCon, there's going to be a plethora of videos from YouTube, Instagram Reels, TikToks. I have a lot of audio from the show, so I'm going to be incorporating some of that within the podcast here, and I'm also going to do just different blog segments on my YouTube. So make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to have a lot of the segments from the different speakers there as well. But, you know, just to give, you know, some flowers to the people that were on the panel. So you had also Gary Vee was supposed to be there, but I believe Gary Vee had some family issues. You know, shout out to him. I hope everything's good with him. But he did give Wallo an exclusive like PSA video, which I thought was super, super, super powerful. Just that 2 minute, those 2 minute gems. That's like, oh my God. I heard so many slogans from people just talking like, ooh, that'd be crazy on a t-shirt. Like I'm thinking like that when I'm in there, y'all. I'm thinking like that, man. But some of these people, man, you know, of course, you had Charlamagne the God. You had Dolly Bishop. Both of them are from the Black Effect podcast. You had Tori. Tori has a feminist podcast. Basically, her story was she, like at 22, like 24 years old, she said, I'm going to, you know, save 100K in an X amount of days or X amount of, I think a year or per se. Excuse me if I you know, mix that up. But her story is incredible. And the gems, I'm telling you, the gems that Tori dropped, yeah, I'm gonna probably upload that first. Her segment was crazy. Like she dropped so many gems. I'm actually gonna download her audiobook. Make sure you guys check out Tori, man. She's her. I'm saying she's her, yo. I'm telling you, man. Like, oh my God, like her testimony is definitely relatable. I think it's going to resonate a lot with especially people that are in the 20, 30 age room, you know, where we're like at adulthood, but it's like we haven't hit that 40. When you hit 40, it's like, yeah, you shouldn't be like messing around. You shouldn't be messing around in 30s, but you know, 20s, you got time to kind of try new things, you know, bump your head a little bit. But I don't know, it was just certain things that she was saying that really resonated. And I was like, wow, I've been through that, or I've said that, and I've set those certain goals just through conversations with my homies. So shout out to Tori. You definitely want to check her out. He also had Angela from Shade Room. She talked about, you know, her personal experience, you know, coming up when building the Shade Room, you know, her, you know, pretty much she had an ultimatum between her job and something else, and she chose something else and lost her job. She didn't know how she was going to pay for her rent. She started a blog. A lot of her friends, you know, clowning her and telling her she crazy. She didn't think about that. She stayed consistent, and she started to build an organic following by pretty much she covered a space that was lacking in media at the time. At the time, traditional media was pretty much morning time, and then you got afternoon. And then in between that, like the mid-afternoon and then like the evening, there was no news. And she didn't just specifically cover big media, like not big media, but like big personalities, like rappers. She kind of looked at the influencers, you know, people that may be on reality shows and things of that nature. So she started covering them and the day-to-day things that happen in them lives. This person got arrested or such and such. And that kind of builded a buzz for her. So she pretty much tackled a niche that was lacking in the space of media. And that trickled down and messed up the whole ecosystem and forced everybody else to kind of, all right, we gotta post every single hour. So she pretty much adapted, I'm going to post 24 hours. She posted 24 hours until she was able to grow her company. And I think she has like over 20 to 15 people staffed. She has a plethora of different sponsorships, talked about the significance of hiring a salesperson to come in and find sponsorships and brand deals. Her segment is crazy as well. Big shout out to her, Herman and Darius. You know, pardon me. I hope I didn't mess your name up. Miss Long. I'm gonna say Miss Long, respectfully. Herman and Miss Long, they're married. They have a podcast where they pretty much talk about the significance of financial literacy in business. Okay, they pretty much, in a nutshell, they gave us a couple of tricks to how to get collections off. Techniques of how to send out certain letters. How to backdate them. It was a lot of. I'm telling you, stuff that I'm telling you, it would have cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, man. And those are just small gems that could probably shift. You know what I'm saying? Like your whole approach of you trying to remove things off your credit, or you trying to maneuver yourself to get business funding. Their segment is incredible as well. And then he had Brian Anderson from YouTube Music, YouTube Podcast. Now, I didn't know YouTube now has a function where it's called, I think it's VOD Pod. So I guess once you hit a certain number of subscribers, there is a option that becomes available where, how some people have like Buzzsprout or other, distribution places where they upload their podcasts. Now, I guess YouTube, they have the option where you can upload and, make a playlist for YouTube for the video aspect. But I believe they're tapping more into the audio space. And I think they're merging Google Podcasts with YouTube. So he gave us a lot of insight. They talked about Shannon Sharp, how Shannon Sharp did 50 million views in 10 days. And how much money that accumulated and the number of ads that ran in that whole video. They were doing a number. They were throwing like, Shannon made like 2 million off just that one podcast right there. That may have been that Shannon and Cat Williams episode, that probably is the most impactful interview in social media history. It might be. I've never seen a video do that many views in that short period of time. Like, that was crazy. And it's still doing numbers. Still, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he shared a lot of great information, about podcasts, about the significance of not putting too many tags in your videos. So a lot of valuable information. So I'm telling you, man, you listening to this podcast right here and you're a content creator, do me a favor, okay? Download, the podcast, wherever you're listening at. And then I want you to go to my YouTube, okay? I want you to go to my YouTube and subscribe, because I'm going to be putting up the clips up there, y'all. I'm going to put up the clips. I'm going to put up the interviews of the whole conversation, okay? I have the audios. I have the full audio of every single segment, okay? I couldn't do video and audio at the same time, but I felt like the audio was more important to me, my personal opinion. But I may even do this too. I may even just do an actual episode of just the audio. You know what I'm saying? And then just upload it like that, because I feel like this information is extremely important, y'all. Extremely important. And I want you guys to have this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody should have this. This is, even though we all are in the podcast space, we all have different niches. And, we may have certain, categories where we do the same thing. Like you may have a guy that has a fragrance podcast and a fragrance YouTube, and be another guy. But we all have different smells. We all have different, visions of how we want our things to look, how we talk. It's all different. It's all the same, but it's all different. And I don't see no reason why we couldn't collaborate with one another. Let me put you on. Let me put you on to this fragrance. You like that fragrance? You know what I'm saying? Same thing that applies in the field that I do with battle rap media. You know what I'm saying? Me being a blogger. I'm not really media, but, a battle rap blogger. Me being a blogger talking about my favorite fragrances. So I feel like there's a correlation in all of that. There's similarities in all of that, man. And when you have great people like Wallo, man, that's showing you the significance of branding yourself, you don't have to be somebody with 20 million views or 10 million followers on Instagram. No, you can have 5,000 followers or 1,000. You can have 500 followers, right, on Instagram. But like you get engagement from 20% of those 500 followers. They comment, they share, they repost, they purchase your merch. You can literally, I said this, you literally can sustain a living off just 20% of 500 people. If you're just serving them, the content, the products, the merch, different valuable information. Yes. So like me, I'm not reaching to have 1 million followers, or I'm reaching to build a community of people that engage with the things that I like. I feel like that's what's important to me. And I feel like that's where you have to figure out what's important to you. Is it like me, or is it like, nah, man, I want to get out there, man. I want 20 million followers. That's fine, because there's a niche for you. There's a niche of people that feel the same way. So I say that to say this: you just have to find your niche. You know what I'm saying? And you can't get discouraged. One of the things that I kept hearing through this whole podcast was, you have to start. You have to start. It does not matter whether you don't have the equipment that you need. You don't have the audio ain't right. Who gives a fuck? Just start. Just do it. I don't care if you're not getting views. It doesn't matter. Just start. Get the consistency. Get the ball rolling. Nothing irks me more than somebody saying they're going to do something, then they don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But me, I judge people by the actions. Like, I give you the Jews. I have no problem. Like, for me, I'm somebody that I'm an advocate reader. I study, especially if it's pertaining to something that I really, really love. But just overall, as I'm getting older, I'm studying, I'm reading a lot more. I'm gathering so much information. And I want to give that shit especially to the people that I fuck with in my circle. So if somebody, bring somebody around that they believe and fuck with, I'm going to give them the information. Now, me, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to watch how you move. Now, if you ain't moving, or if you ain't, kind of nowhere, like, you ain't got to be up to my speed, but if you ain't like following up with me, like, if I have to keep following up with you and I'm watching how you move, are you consistent? Like, are you doing the things that you said you're going to do? Like, if you ain't doing that, I'm going to fall back, bro. And I'm going to keep going, because I'm not trying. God, that's another word I got to get out of my vocabulary. I am building a community of people that are hungry, that want to win in any form of fashion, whether you at sports, whether you do media, whether you do taxes. There's a niche for my community. I need all that information. And I feel like they all serve a certain purpose when it comes to Dedication TV, because it's not solely, founded on just battle rap. That's just one segment of something that I like. But there's a backstory to Dedication TV. This all ties into things that are relatable and things that are important to me. So everybody, from the cameraman to the videographers to the fashion designers to the fragrance makers to the beard care, the beard balm makers, to candles, any niche, all of this stuff that I incorporate in my everyday life, I need to get in contact with people that create these products and services. And I want to bring that to my platform and share that with y'all. So I feel like there's no big or small number that pretty much solidifies if you're doing something right or you're doing something wrong. You just have to have some type of consistency and a plan behind what you're doing. As long as you got that, nobody can't tell you anything, bro. And I'm telling you right now, experience is the best teacher. You can't learn if you're not working, if you're not trying. So you have to pull the trigger. That's one thing. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. Just do it, bro. Just do it. Just do it. Stop procrastinating. Stop waiting. Stop thinking you need this or you got to do. Fuck all that. Just pull the trigger. Just do it. Start being consistent. Start posting. Start taking pictures. Start learning different apps. You know what I mean? Start brushing shoulders with other artists and other creatives and, get different information. Stop being stagnant. Stop waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get results. You can't learn if you ain't doing shit. You ain't putting no work in. You know what I mean? So that's a concept that I've lived by for years. And when I hear people recite the same thing, it just gives me more assurance that, yo, Ace, whoever you were around at a certain time in your life or whatever you were reading, you were doing right, bro. You were doing right. Do not stop. Keep elevating. Keep going. Keep pushing. I'm telling you right now, at this conference right here, two people, I don't know them from a walk in the world. They stopped me. They said, yo, you Dedication TV? I said, yeah. They said, yo, I fuck with your channel, bro. That hat. Because I had the Terror Squad hat. That's the significance of branding and logo. That's not my brand, but I just fuck with the Terror Squad logo hat. Of course, I fuck with Fat Joe, but I just love the hat. But when that person saw me, he saw the Letterman jacket I had on. He's like, yo, that jacket fire, yo. You said? I said, yo, this is an old piece, but I'm going to be bringing them back. I had the Dedication TV. I had the Dedication Hard Work, Aces Working logo all over my Letterman. And that stood out. I guarantee you, out of everybody in that whole entire conference, I know for a fact I was the only person with that jacket on because nobody else made it. I made it. I made it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only person that had that jacket. I was the only person that had that hat on. I saw somebody with a Locks hat, but nobody had that Terror Squad hat. And through me walking around, going to the concession stands, going to the merch table, somebody spotted me from that hat, from me being consistent on YouTube, me being consistent on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. This shit hard work. Yes, it is. It's consistency, but it's not hard if you love what you do. You know what I'm saying? And if you study and you figure out a formula what works for you, it's not hard, bro. It's not. So I don't know, man. I'm just so thankful, man, because I swear to God, I didn't think I was going to make this conference. Like I told y'all, my car broke down. You know what I'm saying? Like 2-3 days after the new year, I had just dropped my son off. My fucking car overheated, bro. I literally had to stop and start my car, go a couple miles and then stop just so I can get my car home and park it safely so it's not stranded on the road somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, yo, I'm going to be so transparent with y'all. Last year, I had paid like $4,000. I got a 3 Series BMW, old 3 Series. You know what I'm saying? I paid like $4,000 in repairs to get this car fixed, right? And this is like after the second repair, because the first one was like $2,000, then I paid like $4,000. So I said to myself, I said, God, yo, God, please. This is like around summertime. I had just paid and got it back. I said, God, please let this car last me for the rest of the year. I swear to God, I'm going to save up the money. I'm going to find another car. I'm going to trade this in, and I'm going to be done with it. And I procrastinated. I was spending money on other things and totally abandoned the promise that I made to God that I was going to do what I needed to do to position myself so I could sell the car. And I didn't do it. I didn't do it, y'all. I ain't making no excuses. I just didn't do it. And God kept his promise. He got me through the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? He got me through the rest of Listen, I was driving to Atlantic City, Philly, CT, New York, back and back. And this is an old BMW. This is like 2010. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of miles on it, but it's a good car. Like, if you saw my car, yo, you would think it was like a brand new joint. You know what I'm saying? Or you thought it was like a 20, maybe 16, 17, because I keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I keep it clean. But, yeah, the shit just ain't worth it, man. But I say that to say this. He let that car last for the whole rest of the year. You know what I mean? And then once the new year hit, it's like, all right. And I started to sense like little things. I'm like, shit, I gotta get this. I gotta get this car out of here. And lo and behold, boom. So I took that as a sign, man. I was like, you know what? You did right by me. You kept your word. I didn't keep my word. So I had to check myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to check myself for that. And I like the grace of God, man. He made it work again. Got me a vehicle, so I could get to work, take care of my business, get down here to Philly. And I got a new car. You know what I'm saying? Next weekend I got to pick up. So, everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason, man. So, but yeah, man, there's a lot of testimony. Man. But I definitely want to, just say big shout out to Wallo. Shout out to his managers too. That's another thing. Another thing he touched on too, the significance Black men. And this is really for us Black men. Shout out to, my Caucasians, you know what I'm saying? Spanish, Asians. I got love for you. I got love for all race and ethnics. Okay. But I'm just speaking specifically for Black men in particular. We got to stop this whole putting down, Black women. And I understand, just the past couple of decades, the Black women they've been through a lot, yo. They've been through a lot, man. Just When a lot of times when we break up in relationships and there's kids involved, 9 times out of 10 the kid gets stuck with the mother. And then we have to get out there, we have to work X amount of hours, and still make time for our kids and provide for multiple households. And there's no excuses. I'm just saying, like, the women have a huge responsibility, man. We need to do more just as men, as providers, to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to make things easier for them so they can continue to evolve and do the things that they want to do to not only do better for their lives, but for the family. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that Wallo was saying, like, you can't really run a successful business or, have just start anything without having a black woman by your side, man. Whether that's your partner, your friend, you know what I'm saying? You need a black woman, or woman, period. Okay. Specifically a black woman, but you need women, period, bro. Like, women just have a sense where they see things that we don't see. You know what I'm saying? They pick up on things quicker. Yes, they can be emotional, but sometimes that emotion can kind of save us, where we be so head on and just not really paying attention to certain things and just jump out there and then boom, fucking bump our heads. You know what I'm saying? So that whole segment where he really touched on the significance of just hiring a woman, and he has 2 women, that one is his role manager and one is his actual manager. And I believe they were 2 Hispanic women, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe they were black women, light skin. I couldn't really tell from the stage per se, but just speaking on the significance of having a woman, in your corner. Women are just great they're great leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like us black men, yes, we are great leaders as well, but I feel like women have more of a leverage of us because they carry the children. You know what I'm saying? Like they're responsible for these kids, like, coming into this world. They come out of their womb. Yes, we play a part as far as their creation, but they're carrying, they're holding the baby, they're pushing the baby out. You understand the significance of strength that takes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, sometimes when I get upset, I gotta check myself. Like, yo, you bugging. Like, chill out. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to get that out there. I don't want to try and make this a race thing or nothing like that. I'm just speaking specifically just to my community. You know what I'm saying? We need to do better just as far as bridging that gap and just working together more. You know what I mean? Like my website, you know what I'm saying, built black woman, did my website. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I have white friends that I have done business with for 15, 20 years. My man Bobby Capri, you know what I'm saying? That's my bro right there. And I've known him for, I'm talking decades, bro, decades of great relationships, from him to a plethora of different people. But I believe it. You know what I'm saying? I believe that not just, any specific, race per se, but I do feel like, having women in your corner and representing you, it's just a certain level of strength. And us as men, we need to make sure we keep things on a professional level as well, because it's so many times I had conversations with women where dudes just, I may refer somebody and niggas be taking shit to a whole nother levels, fucking up relationships, trying to mix business with pleasure. It's like, bro, you got to have some type of discipline, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother story that I ain't gonna tap into, man. But I definitely wanted to give, you know what I'm saying, Wallo his flowers. Shout out to Gilly as well. Shout out to everybody that's a part of the PodCon. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing a lot more of this. And I hope this is just a Philly-based event, because he already has YouTube Avenues. If you're not familiar with YouTube Avenues, that is a platform that he also talked about how that landed in his lap. The importance of just not overthinking things and just, going for it and aim high, when you're trying to negotiate and when you want certain things out of life. But YouTube Avenues is a platform where they go to different states and, they bring certain people and, dedicated around media, YouTube content, and they talk about, how to monetize, how to do certain things. So that's something that he's a part of. So it's just so much valuable information, man. If you don't have any of Wallo's motivational speeches, his books, his audio books, do yourself a favor, man. Get that. Please get that. It's very, very worth it in my personal opinion. Okay. But shout out to y'all for listening. Like I said, I will be uploading episodes from, I probably will do episodes from each person that spoke on the con. I think I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to do that because I feel like they deserve that. You know, I'm gonna do on YouTube as well, but I do want to do like kind of like a audio type of way as well. And I feel like y'all gonna appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because I want y'all to have this information like I got as well. And let me know in the comment section. You know what? If you were in the building, please hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Twitter. Let's collaborate. Let me know what your podcast is. Even if you didn't go and you have a podcast, drop your podcast in the comment section and what is your podcast about? So we can kind of, you know, cross promote, brand, things of that nature. You know, 2024, I'm all about partnerships and working together. Okay. Because that's the only way we're going to get further and grow. We got to work together and we got to be serious. Okay. We can't bullshit. We can't procrastinate. We can't waste each other's time because time is something we can't get back. We can't get that back. We can get money back. We can lose money. We can fuck up money. We can get money again, but we can't get time back. Okay. So time is very, very, very valuable. You know what I'm saying? So please make sure y'all do that. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you're on YouTube. Download the podcast. Leave a review. Let me know what you guys think of this episode. I appreciate all the love from everybody. Once again, make sure you guys please go out and support Gold Water Beard Balm. Grown. They actually have 2 different beard balms. This one I like particularly because it has that tobacco, that vanilla. I love it, y'all. I love it. I'm telling you, if you have a beard, big beard, patchy beard, whatever the case may be, peach fuzz, trust me, you want this. You can just put this in the bag with your fragrances. When you spray your cologne on, you know, you put the beard balm in there, you put the oil in there. I'm telling you, when she give you a hug, she ain't gonna let you go. I'm telling you, man. I ain't gonna stir you wrong. I'm not gonna stir you wrong. You know what I'm saying? Ask some of my lady friends. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. But big shout out to Gold Water. Make sure you guys support them. Check out their website, goldwaterco.com. Check them out on Instagram, Twitter as well. I appreciate y'all. Much love. It's your boy Acito. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.
Shout out my nigga Ace, man. One of the lifelines of this culture, man. As a battle rapper, we look forward to these reviews, gangster.
What up, though? It's Calico, Landslide, fucking with Dedication TV. Subscribe to the network.
Rusa, don't forget the extra 8, man. Shout out to the Brody, man. Shout out to Dedication TV.
Shout out my nigga Ace, man. Me being from New Orleans, I'm a super Lil Wayne fan. So I could appreciate anything dealing with the dedication.